If you're a car enthusiast, you're in for a treat. Today, we're going to dive into a head-to-head comparison between two of Mazda's latest and greatest models, the 2023 Mazda 3 and the Mazda CX-30. Both cars offer sleek designs, advanced technology, and impressive performance, but which one comes out on top? That's the real question. After all, both of them are actually pretty much the same, since the CX-30 is basically the mini SUV version of the Mazda 3. In this video, we'll take a closer look at each vehicle's specs, features, and driving experience. So buckle up and get ready for a ride as we explore the 2023 Mazda 3 versus the Mazda CX-30. Hold on tight, folks, because Mazda has done it again. The Mazda 3 hatchback is already a total knockout, boasting oodles of style, agility, and luxury that give its competitors a serious run for their money. But what if we told you that Mazda has applied that winning formula to a compact crossover? Enter the Mazda CX-30, the taller, bolder, and equally fabulous sibling of the three hatchbacks. With the same chassis components and four-cylinder engines, the CX-30 is essentially the 3's bigger, beefier, and more adventurous counterpart. We've had the pleasure of test driving both, and we can tell you that they're both stellar performers. However, there are some key differences to keep in mind when comparing these two beauties, so buckle up and join us as we dive into the 2023 Mazda 3 versus Mazda CX-30 showdown. How are they different? Let's play a game of Spot the Difference. At first glance, you might think that the Mazda CX-30 and the Mazda 3 are identical twins, but look closer and you'll see that the CX-30 is the chunkier, beefier, and slightly taller sibling of the two. With its rugged cladding over the wheel wells and a height of 7.9 inches, the CX-30 looks like it's ready to take on the roughest terrain. Meanwhile, the Mazda 3 sticks to its traditional hatchback roots, sitting just 5.5 inches off the ground and flaunting its sleek and stylish design. Oh, and did we mention that the Mazda 3 is sporting some seriously cool 18-inch gloss black wheels and blacked-out grille accents? Meanwhile, the CX-30 has its own unique set of 18-inch wheels and forgoes the 3's black grille accents. So which one do you prefer? The sassy and sporty Mazda 3 or the rugged and ready CX-30? Let us know in the comments below. Size matters, folks, and when it comes to the Mazda 3 versus Mazda CX-30 face-off, these two cuties aren't exactly the same. The Mazda 3 has got a bit of an edge with a wheelbase that's about 3 inches longer than the CX-30, giving it an overall length that's almost 2 inches longer. But don't be fooled by the 3's longer body. The CX-30 is no slouch in the height department, standing tall and proud at 61.7 inches, compared to the Mazda 3's more modest 56.7 inches. So, if you're all about that base and that height, the CX-30 might just be the perfect match for you. But if you're looking for a little more length, the Mazda 3 is ready to go the extra mile. Which one will you choose? Inside the Mazda 3 versus Mazda CX-30 showdown, it's not so easy to spot the differences. You'll have to squint really hard to notice the CX-30's multicolored brown dashboard, black door panels, and snazzy white leather seats, which, by the way, are exclusive to the CX-30. Meanwhile, the Mazda 3's got its own exclusive colorway, reserving its red leather seats for the hatchback only. But wait, there's more. The CX-30 comes with a few extra bells and whistles that the 3 don't have, like rear air vents and a power tailgate. Say what? Not even a fully loaded Mazda 3 can boast those fancy features. But don't be fooled by the CX-30's crossover label. This bad boy's got passenger space that's almost on par with the smaller 3. Sure, the CX-30 might have slightly more headroom and a teeny bit of extra legroom in the back, but the Mazda 3's got more leg and shoulder room up front. And when it comes to cargo space, the two cars are practically neck and neck, with the Mazda 3 edging out the CX-30 by a mere 0.1 cubic feet. So, which one's the winner here? Well, that's for you to decide, quirky car fans. How much will you spend on fuel? Get ready for a fuel-fueled factoid frenzy. Both the Mazda 3 and the CX-30 come with the same 2.5-liter engine and 6-speed automatic transmission and optional all-wheel drive in this case. But wait, there's more. Fuel economy varies slightly between the two. The all-wheel drive Mazda 3, at its most efficient, hits 24 miles per gallon in the city, 32 on the highway, and 27 combined. Not too shabby, right? But hold on to your gas caps, because the all-wheel drive CX-30 surprisingly beats the Mazda 3 by a hair, clocking in at 25 miles per gallon in the city, 32 on the highway, and 27 combined at its best. And both cars can chug down 12.7 gallons of fuel in all-wheel drive configurations. So whether you're Team Mazda 3 or CX-30, you can rest assured that these little roadsters will take you the distance, all while sipping on that sweet, sweet gasoline. Get ready to shell out some cash, folks, because we're talking price tags. The base front-wheel drive 2023 Mazda 3 hatchback will set you back a cool $23,700. But if you're looking for a bargain, the CX-30 is calling your name, starting at a modest $21,900 for the front-wheel drive configuration. Don't let that fool you though, because the all-wheel drive is still going to cost you an extra $1,400 on both vehicles. But hold on to your wallets, because this is where things get wacky. The top-of-the-range Mazda 3 Premium actually ends up cheaper than the most expensive CX-30 Premium. That's right, folks, the loaded hatchback will only run you $28,900 before options, while the CX-30's top-tier price tag clocks in at a whopping $29,600. It's like we always say, you can't put a price on style, but you sure can put a price on these cars. But are they the same? Are you ready for some deja vu? You'll feel it in the cockpit of both the Mazda 3 and the CX-30, because these two cars are interior twinsies. The same steering wheel and the same 8.8-inch touchscreen running the latest infotainment system grace both vehicles. Plus, you get the same snazzy digital instrument cluster that displays your speed and safety stats. It's like the Mazda engineers copied and pasted the interior design from one car to the other. But hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Let's face it, the Mazda 3 hatchback and the CX-30 are like two peas in a pod. They both share Mazda's signature Kodo design language, but with a little bit of tweaking here and there. Under the hood, it's pretty much the same story. Both cars are powered by a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine that churns out 186 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. And for those who love options, both cars come with the choice of front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, with the latter costing an extra $1,400. So really, the only thing that sets these two apart is their size, and maybe their choice of breakfast cereal. Just joking. The age-old question, which one is better? It's like trying to decide between pizza or tacos. They're both delicious, and it ultimately comes down to personal preference. In this case, we're talking about the Mazda 3 and the CX-30. These two are so similar that you might think they're twins separated at birth. They both have the same amount of interior space, the same engine, and even the same steering wheel. But after some serious contemplation and maybe a few rounds of rock, paper, scissors, we've come to a verdict. The CX-30 wins by a hair. Why? Well, the CX-30 has a higher seating position and a taller ride height, which makes it more comfortable on bumpy roads. But don't worry, it still retains the Mazda 3 hatchback's fun-to-drive nature. Both of these vehicles are a blast to drive, and they both feel more expensive than they actually are. So if you want something a bit taller, go for the CX-30. If you prefer something lower to the ground and more nimble, go for the Mazda 3 hatchback. But seriously, you can't go wrong with either of these Mazdas. It's like choosing between pizza and tacos. You really can't make a bad decision. Don't miss our comparison between the 2023 Mazda 3 and the brilliant 2023 Toyota Corolla. Click the video on your screen to find out which one we think is best.